Welcome back to Next Gen Investing. It's now time to talk a under 30 favorite, actually, ACHR Aviation, which is seeing some news today that it's partnering with these various companies to develop and test electric vertical takeoff as well as landing aircraft operations in Saudi Arabia. So joining us now is George Tsilis, Senior Markets Correspondent, for some more insight on this. And I will say this is a wordy news headline, George, as far as like all of the various entities. But I do think not really leading to any upside today, but perhaps signaling some strength from an international presence.
Yeah, that's the thing. We talked about ACHR and even Joby, and I think this the electric takeoff and landing vehicle space is essentially going to become the norm. And we talked about how these companies are they're actually past the development phases. They're testing. They just need to get regulatory approval. There's even some developments, at least locally where I live, where they're already planning like launch pads for these kinds of vehicles for new development. So it's coming down the road. The challenge is, regulatory approvals and testing. And if you look at ACHR, they are expecting to generate revenue starting next year. They are opening up partnerships with major governments, including the Saudi Arabian, public investment fund to launch these vehicles in that area of the world. Other countries like in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, are making investments in this because there's a lot of open space out there in that part of the world, and the regulations may be a little bit more relaxed to launch these new technologies. So for what it's worth, again, it's actually been quite an impressive technology that is moving forward, pretty rapid clip. I think if you look at ACHR, which again, positive news, they've got a lot of partnerships with major governments, partnerships with technology companies, for instance, like Tsilis, which again is a major automobile manufacturer in the world. The challenge is right now is when will they generate revenue? And again, that comes down to, at least in the United States, regulatory and FAA approval, because there are some concerns, obviously, for these new types of air taxis, which are electric based, not too far off from traditional helicopters, which are petroleum based, but nonetheless, again, if these vehicles become more ubiquitous in terms of use, there's going to be more constraints on traffic, and of course regulatory approval needed to be placed.
George, we talk a lot about Joby with you, so we won't tell anybody that we're looking at one of the competitors here too. But if you were to compare those two companies, similar? Is one in the lead? Can you tell yet?
Can't really tell, honestly. I mean, if you just look at the two names themselves, they're gaining a lot of traction. Both of them have different types of partnerships. I believe Joby has a partnership with Toyota, ACHR, Stellantis, again, various different governments, either in Europe or also in the Middle East, partnerships. Both technologies look like they're coming down the road. It just comes down to time and, of course, regulatory approval. It seems like they both have actually got over the challenge, which is the physics behind the weight of the electric battery, alongside again the physics with flying with electric batteries. That seems to be overcome because of the weight challenges, which are no longer there because batteries are becoming much more efficient and lighter. But nonetheless, you have to consider risks. Right now, looking at the last 30 days for ACHR, it's down quite a bit alongside a lot of the other high-beta names that haven't generated any revenue, but nonetheless, it's still higher year to date.
Yeah, and I have been seeing, the scrutiny of the growth story here, how expensive it's going to be to continue to build. And I know that these names have been improving, yes, but we're still, not really seeing profitability, consistency that I think the market so desperately is sort of seeking.